Hey, Ren, what's going on? So it's been about a month since I've been on here. So here's the update. And I want to show you guys. Let me get this camera up in here. The update I want to show you guys on the E8 account. So I actually passed. I got it the 1st of April. I'm with E8 funding. Again, this is who I trade with. You have to find your own prop firm. Don't ask me if I recommend them. They have, but I can say they have been fairly good to me so far. I have had a payout. So real quick, this is my the for the evaluation. My profit target was 4,000. I made 4,001. Actually had the last trade I took. This is the daily loss. So I actually passed. This is the most recorded so far. This is not just one trade. This is actually multiple amount of trades. If you look right here, this is my trading drawdown loss, nothing recorded. So if you look right, this is where I started. I actually went into a little drawdown. It's fine. It was like a couple $100, and I actually scaled my way back into profit here. I did the 1-in-1 or the one phase challenge. So that was the best thing for me. It worked for me. So this is my certificate. All right. And if you look, let me go up some. Yeah. So I am funded so far. I have had a payout. So let me get rid of this, and we'll go back over in another video my funded payout and all that good stuff. Basically, I want to just show you my strategy real quick. It's not going to be a long video. So you don't have to mark off what I did. I marked up Q1, Q2, Q3, and then I have Q4 over there. So my biggest strategy is like I say it over and over and over and over and over and over. All right. So let me go over here and see. Let me pull this up. Pull this up real quick, like. All right. All right. So here we go. Same strategy, different day. If you've been following me for a while. All right. In March, you can see the 20 SMA. If we go over here, 20 SMA, you just click it by stocks and bonds. Let me go over this again. All right. You go to the indicators and trading view, and you just put SMA. All right. I use the simple moving average by stocks and bonds. You go in here, there's a bunch of them gonna come up. I just use the 20. All right, I do my colors, and that's pretty much it right there. Boom. Also use the ATR. All right, ATR. All right, average true range, and go from there. All right, so the market has been crazy so far. So I have had a payout, and I've only taken a few trades this month so far because the market is haywire. So, but let me get back into this ATR. If you go to indicators again, like I said, ATR, it'll pop up right here, and you go hit the cog wheel for options, 5S ATR, the smoothing RMA, and the time frame chart. This chart, and make this whatever color you want to, whatever thickness you want to. Really don't make a difference. All right. So for buys only. There's other things you can do like pinning orders, all that good stuff. We just strictly working off of my market orders on the daily time frame. Now get this correct. I'm gonna get this correct. All right, I trade on the daily time frame. I see the setups on the daily time frame. I do not go back down to any other lower time frame than a daily time frame. All right, I chart up on the weekly for my support and resistance. Also glance at the monthly, because here's the biggest thing for me. On the monthly, weekly, and daily are all the same bias. If they all the same bias, then that's an A+ setup for me. Okay, so look at March 4th and 5th, which is the first part of the week. All right, and then let me go to my ATR. You can see it's 1158. So I do 1-for-1s, and as you can see, let me go over here. All these pairs I look at. I look at all these pairs. All right. So yes, I do 1-to-1. I risk properly. All right. As you can see, all right, it hit a few days later. You entered on the 6th, Thursday, 6th of the March, which is basically the 5th. All right, and then you got out on the 11th, which was about maybe 6 or 5, about 5 trading days, not including the weekend. All right, pretty plain and simple. 2 candle lows for buys. All right, let me go over here and put this on here. Where is my handy dandy tool? Let's see. All right, let me write this up for buys. Buy, buy. All right, two, two candle. Oh, let me move over here. My bad, guys. 2 candle lows for sales. All right, 2 candle highs. So you guys are not getting confused, okay? So this is 2 candle lows. All right, let's look for a sale. 2 candle highs. That's just how I say it. There's no big deal for that. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure both of these are not touching the wick. This is, I can show you a pennant order in another video how I do it. Pennant orders for those who work 9 to 5s and have jobs and they can't sit at the chart and take pennant orders because you work at 4 or 5 o'clock. That's fine. I can show you that. Hit the like button and pin down in the comment if you want me to do a video on pennant orders. All right, buy stops and sell stops. All right, so moving on right here. See, this was in March. All right, and specifically, if you're using the right rich and you have a big enough account, you only need this 1A plus setup. All right, so let's move on to the next month. All right, from right here. All right, so, and on this trade this month, right, so this actually broke Q1's higher high. All right, let me move this. This broke Q1's not higher high, but the high price of Q1. All right, so we're looking to moving still bearish, bullish. All right, so we're looking for 2 candle lows. All right, here's my first one that comes up on the 10th of April. All right, here's my next one. Comes up on the 11th of April. All right, here we go, closed out 1996. All right, and then boom right here. All right, it actually hit. So now here's the thing. If you jumped in this trade too early, it's right, and you didn't let the spread lower, you probably would have ended up getting up here and you would have had to get out right here. All right, so that's what I tell you. Depends on your broker. Make sure you wait until the spread lowers. The last thing you want to do is have, the spread is wide, which is never that high on EU, but if it's a 20 pip spread, you mess around and be up here somewhere, and then that could. So you want the spread to be 0.1, 0.2, stuff like that. No more than 1 pip spread. All right, because that'll make the difference if you got this or not. All right, and so here we go. We still same thing. Let's move over to GU. All right, look there. And I'm gonna show you something that is gonna help you out later. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me and the music not too loud. Let me turn. All right. All right. So if you look right here on the 14th, and that's why I say you got to be patient. All right. On the 14th, you see it shot down, and right here. All right. This was one. We didn't want that one, so this would be looking for 2 candle lows. All right. 1, 2. Look at 15.26. All right. So 152 pips. 152.6 pips. If you look in, you got in, all right, and you just let it ride out. All right, and this you got in on the 14th, and then you got out on the 21st. That's 152 pips right there. All right. What you do want, and let me show you, I use my indicator right here that I program, but since you guys don't have that, all right, you can do 2 moving averages, all right, and this will help you out as well. All right, let me show you a small little trick that I use. That I used to use till I programmed, right? All right, let me see, 20, and you can just go to the weekly, right? And you make this whatever color you want, and then you make it white, and then let's just do yellow, do purple, and make it bigger, and then we go to 20, and then you can make this monthly. you can figure out how to code your own thing. But so if you look at it right here, this tells you. All right, okay, where's my so purple? It looks like it aligned. Yep, they aligned together. All right, so if you look right here, we're all the way. You have these three indicators, one for the weekly, one for the monthly. It's telling you, okay, it's bullish. All right, so that's your confirmation on the higher time frame. And I'm gonna tell you if the weekly, the day, the weekly, and the monthly all align. To me, and I see my setup, it's an A plus setup. Okay, so we're not gonna go too deep into it. But what I want to show you is that let me see, where is my handy dandy? Let's see. Let me pull this up for you guys. All right. Hopefully, this will help you out. All right. Let me see. I think I have it on here already. Let me go down some more. Oh, there we go. All right. So I just want you guys to check this out. This is what I use. Something else that's not an indicator. This is not 100% accurate and true all the time. As far as the moves wise, now, these news, what you call it, come out. These news, the economic news comes out every month, same time. But like I say, it's not 100% accurate as far as the move wise. All right, so all right, so you look at the fresh start, high volatility institutions, set major positions, big economic news like NFP, MPI, inflation reports comes out every month. All right, breakouts are common. Mindset: be aggressive but smart. So, because the momentum is strong, and if you look right here, what happened in the first week? What happened in the first week? All right, so this one was pretty much the second week. See what I'm saying? So it's not always. So you had some momentum right here in the first week, but it retraced. All right, but that's the push into the next price zone. All right, if you look at my trend extension, week two. All right, which happened? We caught the trade in week two. Follow up to week one positioning, continuation of early monthly trends, pull back previous to breakout levels. All right, follow the trends or trade, stay pullback. All right, that's the biggest thing. Now look, let's go over here. All right, week two, week one, this happened. All right, week two, what happened? Pullback, boom, and we bust into our trade actually. All right, so let's go into week three. All right, week three, consolidation phase. Institutions, they shift to managing existing trades, fewer market moving news events, choppy, range bound price action, fake outs are common. And mindset for this week, which is last week, trade selectively, tighten risks or stops, unless, you know, somebody, from the government tweet something or things of that nature. And if you look, and let's move this out the way, you look at this was let's see, this was all right, week three right here, pretty much. See that? But that was week two. So let's go to this was week three. See how it came up, just pretty much consolidated. And this is week three, and then we going into week four this week. And let me see, this was all right, this was week three right here. All right, so you can see week two came up right here around that area, and then week three. All right, so and then week four is coming up here shortly. Now let's move this over here. All right, end of the month adjustments. Risky. This month is risky unless you go down to swing trade, not swing trade, scalping or intraday trading, which I'd be careful as well. And I'm gonna show you here why I wouldn't do it. All right, end of the month rebalancing by big players, random spikes, counter trend moves, thin liquidity conditions are tricky to predict price action. Mindset on this is play defense and protect your capital. Make sure your stops are all in profit. All right, now if you look right here, so look, let me show you next month, last week. All right, this is last week. All right, and this consolidation was pretty much was about 300, even though it was consolidating. It was about 224 pips. So anything on a daily time frame, you don't want to trade it because it's pretty much reversal. But also you can with 244 pips. you can scalp or intraday trade, but you didn't come here for that. You came here for daily time frame is king. If you've been following me, you know daily time frame is king. All right. Other than that, hope you guys got some value out of this. If you want to see me drop the video for, I had a brain for it. See me drop the video for pending orders, things of that nature. Hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next week.